What are habits? Do you often find yourself wishing you knew the secret to lasting good habits? Why is it that we often gravitate towards bad habits rather than the good ones? Hello everyone, and welcome to another brand new episode on my channel, Wonder Boho Book Club. Today I'll be talking about the book, Tiny Habits, The Small Changes That Change Everything, written by B.J. Fogg. B.J. Fogg is a social scientist and author, and also a research associate and adjunct professor at Stanford University. In Tiny Habits, Fogg has shown us how to feel good about your successes instead of bad about our failures, and learn the simplest proven ways to transform our lives. He has shown how celebrating small successes can have a profound impact on our overall well-being. Whether you want to lose weight, de-stress, sleep better, or be more productive each day, Tiny Habits makes it easy to achieve by starting small. Before moving ahead, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Part 1. Evolving Your Mindset. We all play multiple roles every day in the stage of life. We play roles of parents, children, friends, colleagues, boss, and so on. Each role comes with its duties and responsibilities. Also, living in a super fast-paced world requires us to multitask almost all the time. Balancing tasks like taking care of our family, job, etc., and taking time out for personal projects like focusing on a healthy diet, exercising, reading, meditating, etc., can put tremendous pressure on us. We often find ourselves making new resolutions and breaking them in the blink of an eye. We then berate ourselves for being too weak or fickle-minded. As we engage in negative self-talk, we feel demotivated to pull up our socks and start afresh, thus berating ourselves even more. Thus we go down the rabbit hole, sinking further and further, till we hit rock bottom. Is there a way to come out of this hole? Some people, in fact, think that being in a stressful situation like this could be beneficial for them, as they think they could bully themselves into performing the task and achieve the goal. But where does this mindset come from? Well, this mindset is probably perpetuated by the modern work culture, where we're always prompted to give more than our 100%. Some believe that stress itself could be a big motivating factor in life. When we're constantly under pressure to perform our best, we automatically come out as a winner. This could also be so because we human beings have an inherent propensity to be lazy. Millions of years of evolution has taught us to conserve energy whenever possible. As a result, we subconsciously gravitate towards the option that involves the least effort. As a result, more often than not, we procrastinate or don't put the required effort into accomplishing a task. However, when we're under duress, our body releases adrenaline in spurts, and this adrenaline shot is what puts us in a fight or flight mode and drives us towards accomplishing our goals. Without the rush, we won't be inspired to go that extra mile. While getting adrenaline boost from time to time is beneficial for the body and setting reasonable goals is healthy for the mind, being under stress is never good, be it mentally, physically, or psychologically. As mentioned previously, stress can lead to negative coping mechanisms like self-criticism or apathy. This can lead to mental breakdown in the long run. Hence, putting ourselves under stress deliberately in order to push ourselves to perform better is a lost case from the very beginning. Part 2. Stop and smell the roses. Most of us are familiar with the saying, "The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence." What it essentially means is that we often neglect or take for granted the good things we have in life and pine for the things we don't have. This is reflected in all aspects of our life, be it pining for unrequited love, or that big house, or that diamond necklace. According to the author, by ignoring the things we already have and chasing things we don't, we are putting ourselves under constant pressure. We're pitting ourselves against our friends, colleagues, neighbors, etc. in this never-ending rat race of materialistic achievements. And let's face it, it's not making us any happier. On the contrary, it's wearing us out mentally and physically. It's filling us with fear that we're not good enough, that we'll never be able to achieve the social recognition and status that we crave. As we all know, living in fear can never be good in the long run. Instead, we should cherish the small pleasures in life and live with our head held high with pride. Rather than waiting for happiness to come knocking on our door, we should actively seek happiness in whatever condition we are in. We could find happiness in spending time with our family, going out with our friends, sharing a little joke with our partner, or simply petting our dog. Life is full of pleasant surprises. All we need to do is just open our eyes and heart. It's true that none of our lives are perfect. We all have some areas of our lives that we really don't like. Instead of being perpetually annoyed and feeling helpless, we should learn to work around such obstacles. For example, you might dislike an aspect of your job deeply. It could be working with a certain colleague or a mindless and repetitive part of the job. Whenever you think of that part of your job, you're filled with repulsion and negativity. As a result, you procrastinate in accomplishing the tasks at hand, and your overall productivity takes a hit. What you should do in such cases is focus on the bright sides of the scenario, rather than fret over the negative ones. You might see that particular aspect of the job as a learning opportunity for yourself, as it teaches you to be more patient and tactful. Also, mastering that part of the job might open doors for even bigger opportunities for you. We humans have the unique ability to program our brains, and it's up to us whether we feed our brains positive or negative thoughts. Cultivating the feelings of optimism and gratitude by changing our perspective can go a long way in reducing stress and agony in our lives. To listen to more interesting summaries, please subscribe to my channel. Part 3. The Power of Baby Steps. Here, the author talks about the inherent fallacy propagated by most of the self-help books. According to these books, if you know the right thing to do and how to do it, then you will inevitably do the right thing. Life, however, isn't that streamlined. As seen previously, we often make resolutions like quitting smoking or eating junk food or exercising more, etc., because we know those are the right things to do. We might also be equipped with the tools to fulfill these promises, like maintaining a diary, writing down affirmations, and so on. In spite of all these, we repeatedly fail in following through with our resolutions and achieving our goals. Why? Well, we are often overwhelmed when we think of the effort we have to put in to bring about radical changes in our lives. This is what gives us cold feet in the first place. We are a slave of our habits, and it's difficult for us to break free of our servitude, even if it's to our benefit. As a result, our subconscious tricks us into resisting any big change in our current routine, and we feel demotivated to sometimes even take the first step. The best way to overcome this situation is by focusing on small or micro achievements rather than envisioning the task in its entirety. What it essentially means is that we break the task down into smaller, easier steps. Achieving one small step at a time won't require a humongous effort and will provide us with the moral boost necessary to carry on with the next steps until we accomplish the entire task. In order to break down a task into smaller actionable steps, we need to get clear on a few things. First of all, we need to have a clear vision of our goal and the motivation that will drive us through to accomplish the goal. Let's take the example of starting a healthy diet. Your overall goal might be to lose 25 kilos of weight, and you plan to stop eating junk food and start a healthy diet in order to achieve your goal. When you think of your goal in its entirety, as in, I have to lose 25 kilos of weight, it might seem like a gigantic task. However, if you think of one small step at a time, like, I'll eat salads at lunch and dinner, it might not seem so difficult to achieve. The next step is to anticipate the obstacles that might present themselves along the way and be prepared to deal with them. In this example, the obstacles might come in the form of hectic work days and late working hours, whereby you don't have the energy to prepare a healthy meal upon coming home and are tempted to buy some fast food takeaways for dinner instead. When you anticipate a situation like this, You can chop the vegetables the previous night itself and keep them in the fridge. All you need to do the next day is toss the veggies together and pour the dressing. The next important step is to cultivate the habit of positive self-talk. Using statements like, "I'll eat healthy food," is more helpful than using statements like, "I'll not eat fast food," as our subconscious registers the tone of our statements. Next, we need to repeat the small steps so that they turn into small habits. By repeating the actions, we take out the emotional quotient out of it, and it becomes automatic for us to perform the tasks. This is especially beneficial where the task concerned is boring or not very likable. In the given example, chopping vegetables every day might not be an exciting task, but by virtue of repetition, you can get used to doing it without giving it much conscious thought. Achieving self-control is the next step. We don't have to do it all in one day. We can exercise self-control one tiny change at a time. For example, when you crave a burger, say no to yourself. Doing this once every day for a few days will boost your self-confidence significantly and will help you in resisting the temptation for even longer periods of time. Also, environments play a significant role towards making or breaking our habits. In the given example, avoiding hanging out in groups where people consume fast food might be a good way to stick to your resolution. Lastly, monitoring your behavior can go a long way in helping you follow through with your plan. If you find yourself craving fast food way too often, you might consider writing your thoughts down in a journal, as the act of writing itself will bring your thoughts to your awareness, and you'll be able to take preventive actions. Conclusion: we all dream of cultivating good habits, being more productive, and living a more fulfilled life. However, our crazy lifestyles and stressful situations prevent us from realizing our full potential, keeping us chained to our self-destructive habits by way of feeding our self-limiting beliefs and attitudes. Nonetheless, we can get off the hamster wheel anytime we want. The secret lies in realizing that the power lies in building tiny habits, thus changing our lives one habit at a time. Thank you for watching this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe. Your likes, comments, and shares are highly appreciated. See you soon in our next episode.